We
Go.
go. Part number two.
Number
Hello.
two.
So, so they were coming. So, I mean, many things were just arising here when you start talking about life and the beauty of it and the intensity and one thing you told that things can just suddenly shift for the sake of using this word. It's a word which is commonly used and I was wondering how it was there. Was it always was Michael always playing out like it seems, or was there like a difference, or was it like a quick shift, or was the slowly fading away story wise? Can you tell me a little bit? Was it always like that? Because you told me, or you told us, you were reading books and you were visiting and speakers and all that. So after the 50 years, I think, if I have it right, was
Mhm.
it so it was it the gradual, or was it like quickly from day to night? Can you?
Of course. Um, my childhood in Wyoming was chaotic. My parents were alcoholics, and I can remember riding my horse out in the hills and wondering who I was, and perhaps I they adopted me or something because something wasn't right. And so then even through school, I didn't like school at all. I wasn't a student really because we went to so many different schools. And so this loneliness, this wondering happened when I was very young. Some children, you can see them, you can see it starting to form. Um, that continued in college, and it continued. The first book I got was The Golden Bough, a study of comparative religions, which is really thick. And I didn't get through it, of course. But that seems to have been the catalyst for looking in books. And at one time, after years of seeking and moving, I had a double car garage lined on three sides with books. And I dog-eared and read. I liked Ashtavakra Gita, and I went through two copies of that war paperback bookie out. Course in Miracles, I ran through two copies of that. Did the exercises twice, yearly exercises where you do something every day for a year.
Wow. Full on. Full
Hold
on.
on. Oh boy, yeah. Ken Keyes, who Miranda Warren mentioned one time, anybody remotely related to non-duality, and I got into poetry, Reiner and all the love poets, Rumi and Hafiz and Lalia, and just everything. There's a lot of books.
Wow.
um, I went to sit with Wayne Lickerman and well, so many people. Um, uh, and I was in. This was like I could go on about that for hours. Um, oh, Castaneda books. I got all of those, and I tried the Power Walk, which consists of blindfolding yourself and running at night through the sagebrush as fast as you can.
Carlos Castaneda, or
Yeah, Carlos Castaneda. Yeah. So the neighbors, I'm sure, wondered who, what the hell was doing, and I didn't have shin guards on, and of course I fell down and bloodied my shins and stuff like that. Transcendental meditation, full on. Um, I got one of my very own secret, non-disclosable mantras, which I thought it was Shireen, Shireen, Shireen. So after 6 months, my interviewer interviewed me, and he said, "Well, let's hear your meditation." So I went Shireen, Shireen, Shireen. He said, "No, it's Shirim." I went, "Damn it! I lost 6 months. I wasted 6 months on the wrong mantra." So I had to start all over.
Action.
Yeah, Isn't that tragic?
And that was the time that it all just collapsed for you, right?
It should have.
The joke was obvious.
Yeah, I should have seen right then that something was wrong, but I didn't. I was
Oh
relatively
my
young.
God.
Oh my God, we paid $150, which was a lot for us. We made like $15,000 a year. My son was in junior, was young. He said, "Dad, what socioeconomic group are we?" I said, "We're right at the bottom." He said, "I thought we were at the top." I thought that's the sweetest thing to say. But anyway, this continued a long,
Oh, you're so sweet, Michael.
you are
Oh,
so sweet.
boy.
Um, we owned stores, and so we would travel to Las Vegas, which is probably 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours away from here, twice a year, and I didn't like it at all. I was a recovering alcoholic at that time. All the drinking and gambling and all the smoking and everything just drove me crazy, and I hated Las Vegas. And one night, after I don't know so many years of 12 or 15 years of going there, I went to bed and I was thinking, as I always do, that things don't exist. There's no such thing as mountains. There's no line around mountains. There's no line around waves or rivers or oceans. They don't really exist. Things don't exist. But then it switched where I thought, well, if things don't exist, how real am I? And I started to spin. Everything started to move, swirl. And I thought, well, this is funny. And I had been through a lot of experiences. I spent years playing with lucid dreaming, which I love. I still do that. And what I thought were out of body experiences. For 10 years, I thought I could leave my body. And you get this rumbling in your ears, and bang, all of a sudden you're out. And what I feel now is all of that is this beautiful brain exploring. It seems to be edgeless possibilities. So I had studied every book on out of body experience. I'm getting off topic here. But anyway, I tried it for a year, and finally one night I found myself out, and I had fallen out, and my hand went right down to the floor, and I thought, oh my God, I'm out. But again, all of this happens inside the brain. We can't leave our brain. We don't even exist. There's nothing in there but electrical impulses and chemical reactions. And out of that cauldron, this sense of self emerges.
Isn't it beautiful that we still talk like I, me, you, we?
Oh, yes. It's the jewel of the universe.
Wow.
The sense of self is the jewel. Nothing like us is aware that we're aware. Nothing like us sees beauty and love. Somebody says that animals love. I said, no, they don't. My dog loves me. No, he doesn't.
Doesn't.
No,
It's like a projection, right? I mean, it's a
they are subservient to us. When they roll over on their stomach is a subservient sign. They're exposing their stomach, which is a sign of submission. When they lick our face, they're hoping we'll regurgitate food.
yes.
I love dogs, and I love the love that people have for them. I do. It's incredible, but it's a one-sided affair. Dog lovers will dispute that, and that's okay.
What would you say? What would you say to this Underlintian?
Well, I have the last 25 years I spent my life in doing things for dogs as I moved from the Netherlands to Sweden to give the dogs, because we have you know, the snow dogs, so we moved from the Netherlands. So at one time we had like 34 dogs, and at the moment we have 18 dogs. So
yeah,
I lived with dogs under the northern light and in -degrees and sleeping between their front legs, but there's no illusion that they love me. No, that's just something which, but I love them.
of course.
And
Oh my, oh yes.
I
and
cannot understand you guys.
Yeah.
they are
What
the
does
great
it mean?
teachers. They are
What
the
does
great
it
teachers.
mean? I love them, they don't love me. What is this?
Well, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, but it's just a way of expressing that's which is not expressible, you know. And I mean there's already there's no separation. There's no me and a dog, and
Hmm.
there's no me and the world, and there's just this, and even this is just simply, you know, to say there's just this is just also quite funny, because who would know that there's something like this to begin with? But yeah, I mean, yeah, what is there to say? Not much, but the funny thing is when I hear you say like the brain, I always get like curious, you know, this thing called brain. What are we talking about? And I mean, what is it? I mean, it's you know, some seem to say it's all the brain, and some seem to say it's all just life or the mind or whatever. It's is it like a position, or is it because we cannot actually know what the brain is, right? To be
Well, no, we can't. The brain is much too complex for the brain to understand. Um, there is a lot of wonderful books on evolution of brains and the evolution of consciousness and the evolution of self-awareness. Some wonderful literature on that, and new literature, new ideas that are coming out all the time, where science is starting to merge with non-duality in a way. I had a
it's written by the
book.
brain, right?
Well,
Sorry, but it's so funny because it's written by in that context. All the the investigations and the science and the searching is done by the brain, which just written books about brains. Then
yeah, yeah, amazing,
I
isn't it?
mean, what else? It's
Yeah. One time I wrote that with current technology, brain surgeons could operate on their own brain because of the computers and stuff, but they have to stay away from the area where the hands are located because um, if they get into where the hands are, everything goes awry. A brain studying itself is the funniest idea, and this comes up quite often that people say there's no brain, and in a way that it's true. There are no things. There are no separate things in the universe except in the naming of them, and that applies to brain also. Some people say there's more neurons in the stomach or something, and that may be true. I don't know. But when I'm talking about brain, I'm talking about the brain body complex. They know that memories, they can stimulate the brain, and memories will, they don't know what memory is, but they can stimulate the brain as different portions, and a memory will come up. Somebody will be in the fourth grade and somebody say, oh, there's Mrs. Roberts. So all this storehouse and memories is where the sense of self emerges, self-referential memories. And out of this cauldron emerges, and here we are, a linguistic phantom. And the brain mistakes it for a reality. It is the brain's reality, this objectification. And it's wonderful and terrible. Humans can do terrible things to each other. We've recently witnessed that. It covers a spectrum of human experience. And I just fell out. My bottom fell out. Oh, let me get back to where we were about.
oh yeah, but that's good. The bottom fell out. That's a beautiful point to start. So the bottom fall out.
Yeah, let me sing you another
God.
song. I wrote a song about that. Let me sing it. No. Okay, back to Las Vegas. We were.
Get serious here. Come on,
This
Michael.
is serious, serious stuff. Oh my gosh. So here I am laying in bed, and we always try to get a king size bed, but I was laying we couldn't that time. I was laying in my own bed, a queen size bed. Everything started to move. It's like a vortex. And I thought, oh my gosh, isn't this interesting? And my experiences with what I thought were out of body experiences were different and bizarre, and I got used to them. Very scary at first. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go along with this and see where it goes. And then it started to go faster, and I started to dig my hands and think, I don't want to go with this thing. This is scary. And then it got tighter and tighter and tighter, and I thought, Jesus, I was really trying to stop it. And this voice that we all experience, I heard, you little chicken shit, because I grew up in a shaming environment with my father. You little chicken shit, your whole life you've waited for this, and now you run like a frightened little girl. And that is again from my father. That was what he could do to shame us, was you're crying like a girl, or get back on the horse, or whatever it was. Don't be a little girl. So the voice I heard, well, it wasn't really a voice. I was thinking that, you little chicken shit. And so I let go. And it was a grinding, churning thing beyond which objectification could not go. It was terrible and awful. Nancy Nethercutt mentions 6 months of agony. U.G. Krishnamurti went through what he calls the calamity, which is terrible. It's difficult to read. But anyway, this was terrible. And so I woke up in the morning, and the funniest thing, I thought, oh my God, this is it. This is what Ramana was talking about. This is what Christ was trying to say, the Buddha. This is what they meant. And I looked out the window, and Las Vegas, which I had hated, was beautiful. The grass, the beautiful mowed lawns, and the waterfalls, and the people walking, and little dogs. I saw a little black and white dog, terrier. Well, what is that? What a dog? It's a dog. Everything was unspeakably beautiful. And I cried. I was weeping. And my wife says, what's wrong? I said, I don't know. In my story, which is somewhere, oh, sometimes I post it on my home site. I said I didn't want to tell my wife that I was gone and that I wouldn't be coming back. But that felt like a good thing to me. I was no longer what? The person remains, the idea of person, except that's our contact point with this shared dream. But it was no longer personalized. I was kind of slouched down in the car going out to the trade shows, which I hated, but then I learned to love too. And the car passed from Flamingo Road onto Paradise. And I thought, oh, that's so appropriate. I'm in paradise, and nothing's changed. 15 years ago or so. I don't know how long. I don't care. But nothing has changed.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I see the beauty of you two. And I want to know your childhood. I want to know your brokenheartedness, where I want to know your triumphs, but I can't. I want to know you, and I can't because you don't exist, except as this group of memories. And here, this group of memories is commingling with yours. And I find that unspeakably beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Truly. It's falling in love. I love dogs. My son has French bulldogs, and when they were the last puppy he had, the first one died, and he cried, wept, and the second one is so beautiful and charming. And the girls were little at that time, and like 3, 4, 5, 6, and I always wrestled with grandchildren. I wrestle hard, and I was reading later that's great for children because it teaches this an unexpectedness that it's there's something in the brain that forms with roughhousing. So I would roughhouse with this kid, and this little puppy would get in, and he had sharp teeth, and I had thin skin, and I'd say, "Frankie, don't bite me." All those kids tumbling and elbows flying and knees, and you give up now. I never give up, Papa. So, oh yeah, I got and this little puppy trying to get in to my face, and me saying, "Don't bite me, Frankie," and he never did. He just wanted to get to my face for some reason, and play too. So he was always involved in these things. I love him. When he sees me now, his ears go back, and then he does this thing, and he runs up towards me, and he wants to be you. I love him. I truly love Frankie, and they got a new one. He's so beautiful. I love him too. I won't get to see him grow up like I did Frankie, though.
Michael, my love, my sweetheart. In a way, we are also just doggies and puppies.
Doggies and puppies wanting to play.
Yeah, of course. What else?
And play with me. Yeah. When I go like this, I did it once when somebody said, I can't remember what they were talking about. Oh, I think you, at the first, they said, like this, let's play. And then it starts, and off they go. I love watching dogs. There's a guy who trains dogs on YouTube, bad dogs and mean dogs, and he just gets right through to them and trains him how to be.
Caesar, or how he's called. Is it a Caesar? Caesar?
He's one of the ones. This guy is a young man who he uses Doberman Pinscher to help him train dogs, and this dog is brilliant. He knows exactly what to do. If the dogs get rough with him, he gets rougher. If the dog finally wants to play, he'll play. He teaches, along with this guy, they're partners in training this dog to be like a dog. I love the guy that goes to pounds, and he'll find a dog that's hovering in the corner and so terrified. And he goes in and sits with him. He'll sit away from him and just sit there. Longest time. And he'll finally offer the dog a treat. And it takes him a long time. And finally the dog takes a treat. And on, the softness. And then the dog comes around. Love. Some of these dogs have been mistreated. Pit bulls have been fought with other pit bulls. And he humanizes them. He teaches them gentleness. Dogs are, I don't know if there's ever a dog that cannot be mistreated. I don't know. I love pit bulls too. I want to get a Chihuahua, and my wife doesn't. So we're a 50-50 couple. We've always been that way. So we'll go along with that. But I've listened to people who have Chihuahuas, and I like them because I can't walk very far, and I couldn't walk Chihuahuas, and I wouldn't have to walk them. But I listen to people who have Chihuahuas, and they love them. But every breed has people who say this is the best kind of dog in the world, and because you 40 dogs, you couldn't probably choose a breed that's your favorite, could you?
No, there was always this intense drawing to dog, this attraction for dogs. It was from childhood, there was, my father was allergic, so no dogs. And then so when I saw the chance and I moved together with my wife in a small apartment. We bought the first dog, which was like a sled dog, a Siberian Husky, and then within a couple of years we had 8, and then we moved to Sweden, and then we had over 30 dogs. You know, so it's a doggy dog life here. It's
Oh
it's
my.
sleeping with dogs. Yes.
This is
And your
totally funny, Zander, that when I saw you first, I just was like, whoa, this is so interesting. I was telling to a friend about you. You know, this is like put Zander in the forest next to a tree. So he is like a tree, actually.
beautiful tree.
And then it was like we are just playing like dogs, because I also had a dog when I was a child, and it was, yeah, kind of an experience also with a dog, you know, and just kind of knowing what it is, the simplicity being with a dog.
Oh,
Yeah, and you know that they learned me. You know, all the dogs are born here, and we always keep, at least what we did, we kept all the puppies. We never sold a dog. So we have them here, and you know the cycle of dogs. So we had the mother, and we had her child and her grandchild also
wow.
in this area, also in the place in the dog yard. And then you know the life cycle of a dog is much quicker than a human. So it goes from some will come 16 years, and so we saw many dogs being born, but also many dogs we have taken away, you know, because it's 16 years. It's just, it goes by, you know, you see them as a puppy and suddenly they're 16 years. And the
Mm.
funny thing is, when walking and living with the dogs, that at one point there's this realization that at one time it's my time, you know. I'm not going to bring you, because you are all going to be gone, and then it's my time also, or maybe my time will come
Mm.
before you, you know. So the dogs were teaching about suffering, and you know they suffer with grace. They don't complain how much pain they have. They take it, and you know, dogs living together for maybe 10 years in the same area and in the same dog house, then suddenly one will fall away, and they take it with grace most of the time. So yeah, it's beautiful. There, I can say there were my best teachers, if we can call it like that. Of course, in the story, I mean, there are no teachers, neither followers, but there were many things which the dog have learned me
Simply
about
from
this,
time to time, the question is then arising,
what is
why
good life.
what I'm thinking about, you know, like in the old story, like seeing the dogs and maybe comparing then how beautiful they are doing this, and then comparing to the old story with a lot of mind fuck whatsoever, you know, you just okay. Okay, it's
Well, dogs don't think so like humans, you know. They when
course.
they can jump on their mother when they are a year of, you know, they have no ideas of this is my mother or this is my brother, or you know, this type of rules within the in the pack, you know. So it plays out differently there compared to humans, but it's just beautiful how it seems to
Oh,
go.
sweethearts. I'm totally lost in those doggy stories. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So I would say part 3 is going to follow. And
Okay.
I say goodbye for now. See you
Okay.
soon. Mwah. Love ya.